I'm Bill Glahn with the Center of the American Experiment. In my first video on this topic, I provided an overview of my Minnesota for Sale series of blog posts. My thesis: the Democratic Party has sold the state's politics to out-of-state interest on the cheap. In this installment, I'm digging deeper into the involvement of the extended Soros family of New York in Minnesota politics. If you look at George Soros' donations to Minnesota Democrats as an individual, he doesn't even crack the top 10 list of donors. But the donations of his organizations and his extended family add up to a significant and influential amount in a state as small as Minnesota. First, a bit of background. The 93-year-old Soros was born in 1930 in Budapest. He was granted U.S. citizenship in 1961 and lists his home address as New York City. He made his money in money, most famously betting against the British pound in 1992. George Soros still ranks among the richest 400 billionaires in the world. He would rank even higher, except that he transferred the bulk of his fortune to his nonprofit Open Society Foundation a few years back. Earlier this year, the elder Soros named his youngest son Alexander, age 37, as the new head of the political arm of the family, passing over Alex's older siblings. The Soros family involvement in Minnesota state politics appears to date back to 2006. That year, George Soros gave $10,000 to the state DFL party. He gave $250,000 to the DFL in 2018, and that exact same amount in 2022. He gave Attorney General Keith Ellison $2,500, the maximum amount, in 2021. Alex, individually, gave $100,000 to a PAC supporting Keith Ellison's first bid for state attorney general back in 2018. Alex himself gave $5,000 to the DFL party in 2020, and along with his dad, he also gave the max $2,500 directly to Keith Ellison in 2021. If you go back to 2015, Alex contributed the max amount to Ellison's first congressional campaign. This photo is from Alex's personal Twitter account and shows the younger Soros with his dear friend Keith Ellison. And in 2022, Alex gave the maximum $1,000 each to 13 different Democratic candidates for the state legislature. This money was strategically placed in key swing races. Alex's older brother Jonathan and Jonathan's wife Jennifer gave an additional $12,000 to Minnesota Democrats in 2022. Recipients included Governor Tim Walz and Secretary of State Steve Simon. Another brother, Robert, gave $1,000 to Simon last year. According to the Open Society Foundation grants database, the Soros Group gave $650,000 to the dark money outfit Faith in Minnesota in 2019. Faith in Minnesota is a subsidiary of the political nonprofit Isaiah. Over the years, Open Society has given $475,000 directly to Isaiah. In 2020, Faith in Minnesota completed a massive get-out-the-vote effort on behalf of Minnesota Democrats. In 2020, the Open Society gave $500,000 as seed money to the group in Minneapolis, Vote for Minneapolis, that was behind the 2021 Defund the Police referendum in that city. Open Society later kicked in an additional $150,000 to that cause. In 2022, the George Soros-funded PAC Democracy 2 contributed an additional $300,000 to the state DFL. To recap, in the past few years, Soros family members and directly controlled organizations have contributed more than $2.7 million to Minnesota Democrats. Other donors have given more, but still, it's a significant amount in a state this size. Going back to that 2021 Defund the Police referendum in Minneapolis, that ballot measure was defeated by a pretty comfortable 13-point margin. So it's not as if the Soros family always backs the winning team. Again, the extended Soros family and organizations have made extensive investments in Minnesota Democratic politics that have paid off with election success. The totals exceed $2.7 million over the years. Here at the Center of the American Experiment, we will continue to follow the money.